Business Plan Podcast.
Good day, everybody. My name is Daquan Mitchell, and I want to thank you for tuning in on the fourth episode of the BP Podcast. Today, we are here to discuss how to properly shake the money tree, because the money tree just doesn't shake for any and everybody. So you ask yourself, what is a money tree? Well, according to the legend, a man one day prayed for money and then became rich by growing multiple trees from one that he had found in his field. He credited the tree to his newfound wealth, giving the tree its name. So, long story short, a money tree is a source or sources that will or can make you money. And usually, when treated with proper care, will lead you to other money trees. So this man, he found a money tree in his field. Let's turn it into a real life example. A money tree in my field would be one of my talents that I have going for myself, or a network that I have going for myself, something that's in my field, in my hands reach, that I can touch, and if I treat it with proper care, it would make me money. Now, anybody can shake a money tree, but how do you properly shake the money tree so where the money tree shakes for you? Well, first thing first, you need to do your due diligence. And like any of my first steps in any of my instructions or anything to do, they're very important. This step, do not cut corners on this step of the process. Do your due diligence. Even when I'm reading up and when studying my academics, doing your due diligence the beginning phase of any business purchase, any introduction to lifestyles or anything. You need to do your due diligence. Due diligence means you need to, the due diligence period is your opportunity to inspect every aspect of a business you are buying. Like, this is the time to say, is this a good decision, or how am I going to adapt to this part of this business? When you see somebody offering you, or you see an opportunity to take a business, don't just get stuck in the oohs and the ahs. Aspect it. Address the elephants in the room when it comes to the business. How are you going to solve that? If you're going to be the new owner, how are you going to solve it? Because once the business is in your hands, is your job, is your task to make sure that the boat rolls properly. So do your due diligence in the beginning periods and solve the stuff that you can solve, expect the stuff that you can expect, and just prepare for the worst, hope for the best. That's the due diligence period. Second, now this part, I really want to get in depth when it comes to shaking the money tree. I'm not just going to say the obvious things like practice to become better, or network or whatever. I'm going to get into the nitty and gritty. So the second important step is to get an amenity agreement. Even after a painstaking due diligence, meaning you put your neck into finding out what you got going on with this business from the insides to the outs. That's why it's painstaking. You could find yourself liable for something the seller did or did not do before selling the business to you. Follow me. An amenity agreement can help protect you in this situation. The seller agrees in writing to be responsible for any unforeseen liability that may arise during a specified period of time after the sale. Now, even after doing your due diligence and you feel like this business is just perfect for you and nothing can go wrong, you need to really consider the amenity agreement, because if it is a perfect business in your eyes and the seller's eyes, nobody would have a problem with signing an amendment agreement. So do your research on amendment agreements and find which one is right for you and your business before you get started. I think you would thank me. So third, get a non-compete agreement. Here we go. Get a non-compete agreement. You may want to approach the seller for a non-compete agreement if you are buying a business. This can help ensure the seller doesn't start a similar business soon after the sale, in competition with the business you just purchased, right? Potentially taking away clients and or customers. Man, I've actually experienced this or have seen this in real life. My friend was taught a business from somebody else, and my friend practically mastered the business, and he's doing, if not better than the person, just as good as the person who taught or gave him, instructions for the business. Man, it's a crazy world when it comes to competition out here. Everybody out here is doing the same thing. Really, a lot of things that set us apart is marketing and promotion. You need to get a non-compete agreement with the person and with anybody you take onto your team. Get a non-compete agreement. Protect you and your baby. That's the first step of shaking the money tree. Protect yourself, because stuff can fall on you, and it might not be money. Last but not least, get a buy and sell protection plan. If you have partners in your company, you would need a buy and sell protection plan. This is a legally binding agreement between business owners that spell out what happens to the business if the owner dies unexpectedly, you die unexpectedly, I die unexpectedly, a twister comes down, and the world stops for a little bit. It addresses its valuing of the business and how surviving partners can buy out the deceased partner's interests. So just going back over some of the proper steps to shake your money tree. First, you're going to do your due diligence. You're going to inspect the business. You're going to learn the business if you don't know it already. You're going to get an amenity agreement. Even if you feel in your head you're just over the oohs and the ahs over this business and you just don't see anything going wrong anytime soon, excuse me, man, get an amenity agreement. It's the best thing for yourself and the person selling it, and it'll let you know a lot about the person that you're buying from. Get a non-compete agreement. That will also let you know. That will help so you don't have to find out about the person that you're buying from. And get a buy-sell protection plan that just covers your back and everybody on your team's back, and it kind of gives a sense of trust in a family setting for you and your company. I want to thank everybody for joining the 4th episode of the BP podcast, How to Properly Shake the Money Tree. As always, our book today is The Disciplined Mind. I recommend this book to anybody who cares about the future of our children. I used to have not trouble with how to teach children, but understanding children and stuff like that. But this, as